Okay, good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Okay. So, uh, ano ba? Tagal kasi natin din nakita. Okay, so for today, we will be discussing two modules. So, Module 3 and Module 4, which is included in your prelims topic for next week. Okay, so we will start na muna with Module 3. Created and posted all your activities, no? So if you have any concerns regarding the grades, you can message me naman or you can talk to me later after the class. Okay? And I think nag-readan ko na rin ata yung yung sa quiz na may mga iba na may concern regarding the iris trauma, if I'm not mistaken. Can everybody see the screen? Okay. So, last meeting, during our discussion, we were able to talk about the prenatal development of the human body or of a human, and even the ocular embryology. So today we will be discussing naman yung postnatal. What are the different development happening or or experiences of a child from infancy up to adolescence? Okay. So in child development, it does not just mean the physical growth development, but it is also the cognitive, how the child develops its intellect, its memories, and other functions. It is also about the emotional and the social changes that an individual experiences from infancy, from birth, up to its adolescence. So there are different stages to the child development. Nandiyan na yung newborn, the infant, the toddler, preschool age, school age, and last is our adolescent stage. So ano ba yung mga common developmental milestones or usually ano ba yung mga nangyayari usually during the development? When it comes to infant stage or usually around 0 to 6 months of life, here are the physical changes. So usually yung height, nag-increase siya ng 1 inch per month. The weight usually nagdo-double in 6 months. It increases around 1.5 pounds per month. And our head circumference, or the size of our head, increases by at least a half inch per month. If you remember from your anatomy class, di ba, yung parts ng skull natin, we have the anterior fontanelle here, we have the posterior fontanelle here. So dito, naunang nagka-close yung posterior fontanelle, which is at the back part. So at 2 to 3 months, nagka-close na siya. Then at 5 to 7 months, nagkakaroon na tayo ng baby teeth or the central incisors. When it comes to the gross motor, at 3 months, an infant can roll back to its side. At 4 months, kaya na niyang itayo yung ulo niya without help. And at 5 months, it can roll from front to back. Then when it comes to the fine motor, at 5 months, nagkakaroon na siya ng voluntary grasp. And with social interactions, at 1 month, kaya na niyang mag-records. It can see a person's face. At 2 months, kaya na niya mag-smile and mag-follow ng object. At 3 months, na-recognize na niya yung faces. So, in case namumukhaan na niya yung faces of their parents, their guardians, or usually kung sino man yung laging nakikita niya sa environment niya. At 6 months, nagkakaroon siya ng stranger anxiety. So dito, if in case hindi niya kilala yung nag-aalaga or nagbubuhat sa kanya, then doon siya nagkakaroon ng anxiety. Okay, when it comes to language, at 1 to 2 months, the baby goes. It laughs naman around 2 to 4 months and can make sounds around 3 to 4 months na. At 6 months, it can imitate the sounds na naririnig niya or yung nagagaya na niya yung intonation. While at the preschool age naman, which is the age of 1 to 3 years, if kanina nagka-close yung posterior fontanelle during the infant stage, during the preschool age, around 12 to 18 months, yung anterior fontanelle naman dito, yun yung nagka-close. So, if in case you are near babies or around infants, try nyo. If in case itatouch nyo yung dito sa bumbunan ba yung tawag? Basta itong sa taas. Minsan may mafe-feel kayo parang depression or nakalubog. And that means na hindi pa closed yung fontanelle nila. Pero if at 2 years old, tapos tinouch mo yung dito, tapos feel mo wala ng lubog, wala ng smooth na siya, it means yung anterior fontanelle niya has already closed. Then at 1 year, yung height increases at least 50% from its birth height. Yung weight naman niya nagte-triple. So usually 1 pound per month yung nai-increase sa weight niya. Yung head size or head circumference, it also increases by 33%. For the gross motor, at 15 months, it can walk without help. At 2 years old or 24 months, kaya na niyang maglakad sa stairs, pero both feet on each step siya. At 3 years, kaya na niyang mag-sit, mag-walk, toilet trained na siya, and kaya na niyang gumamit ng spoon when eating. And at 15 months, kaya na niyang mag-scribble using the pen. Then at 18 months, if in case naglalaro siya, kaya na niya mag-build ng at least 3 to 4 block towers. 30 months, or that is 2 years and 6 months, kaya na niya mag-jump using both feet. Then at 3 years, when it comes to playtime, meron na siyang sufficient eye-hand coordination, kaya na mag-catch, kaya na niya mag-throw ng ball. Then when it comes to social, since this is the preschool age, around 0 to 1 to 3 years old, nagkakaroon ng separation anxiety. So usually yun kasi nag-start yun during the infant stage, around 7 to 8 months and between 12 to 18 months. Pero yung separation anxiety niya, it resolves by at least age 3. When we see ritualism, this is they are used to a schedule. Kung anong time yung bedtime nila, anong time yung waking time, their eating time, nap time, play time. So usually, sanay sila on a day-to-day schedule. So doon, that is the ritualism wherein if in case ma-off lang yung schedule nila, then they would be cranky, they would mawawala sila sa mood. And there is negativism during this age, wherein they would always say no, or they would learn to say no to their parents, or kung ano, papakainin, papalaruin, ayaw lagi. So that is negativism. And there is independence. They would they would want to eat on their own. Sila yung hahawak ng spoon. Sila yung magwawak sarili without any help. There is the start of their independent stage. And when it comes to language, at 2.5 years, kaya na niyang sabihin yung first and last name niya. And nakakaintindi na siya. Almost around 2 to 3 word phrases ang kaya na niya. And kaya na niyang mag-use ng pronouns like ikaw, ako, siya, kayo, words like that. And at least yung vocabulary niya is around 300 words na. Now, for the 3 to 6 years, they continue to grow rapidly And yung height, at least 2.5 per year yung na-increase. Ang weight, around 4 to 6 pounds ang increase. For the head circumference, half an inch as well. Dito, usually between the 5 to 6 years old, dito nag-start mag-develop or nagkakaroon na tayo ng 20/20 vision with color vision also intact na. So here, dito na halos nangyayari yung emmetropization stage. For the gross motor, at 3 years old, kaya niyang mag-ride pero tricycle or yung free wheels pa lang or usually yung may training wheels pa. And they can climb the stairs with alternating feet na. Kung kanina during the toddler stage, both feet pa, ngayon alternate na sila. At 4 years, kaya na niya mag-skip and catch a ball. And when it comes to the fine motor, from 5 to 6 block towers during playtime, kaya na niya ngayon 9 to 10 block towers. Kaya na niya mag-lace ng shoes and copy a square or any shape at 4 years old. And kaya na niya mag-tie ng shoe mismo. And kaya na niya gumamit ng scissors or any equipment. Mas develop na yung eye-hand motor coordination niya since kaya na niya mag-write ng printed letters, numbers, and yung pangalan nila. When it comes to social, since this is the preschool age, they would meet children na same age nila wherein they would have playtime with them. So here, they would learn to share toys with others. And nagagaya na nila yung mannerisms or yung mga caregivers na. Here, they would, since this is the preschool age wherein they start to interact with children of their own age, nagkakaroon na sila ng peer relationships. There is formation of friendships. Then they would have an idea of their genders, if they are a boy or if they are a girl. And they have at least an understanding of what is right and what is wrong. So if in case pinapagalitan nila, naiintindihan nila kung bakit mali or bakit tama yung ginagawa. When it comes to language, from 300 words during the toddler stage, dito 900 words na siya and nag-improve na siya to 3 to 4 word sentences. At 4 years, nag-double, around 1 to 5 words na ang kaya niya na niya magkwento, kaya na niya magkanta. So at 5 years naman, 2,000 words na siya, marunong na siya ng colors, marunong na rin siya ng mag-tell stories, magkwento, and usually, marunong na siyang gumamit ng past tense, alam na niya kung paano mag-construct ng story, and if in case, relate a familiar picture or if in case, i-relate yung isang item or isang gamit or a picture when telling a familiar story. Now we have the school age around 6 to 12 years. So here we have the increase in height pa din, around 2 to 3 inches per year. Then yung weight around 4.5 to 6.5 pounds. Then nag-start na rin mag-erupt yung secondary teeth. From a tricycle kanina, marunong na siyang mag-ride ng bike ngayon or 2 wheels na. Kaya na rin niya mag-run, jump, swim. And from printed letters kanina, at this stage, kaya na niya magsulat ng cursive by at least 8 years old. So dito, kung kanina nag-start na siya ng formation ng friendship, dito nagkakaroon na tayo ng broader peer context. Nalalaman na or na alam na niya kung sino yung mga gusto niyang maging friends or magkaroon sila ng lasting friendships, yung mga gusto niya laging kasama. And social comparison is heightened, meaning na-compare niya ang sarili niya sa mga kasama niya or to others. So here, school relationships become important. And dito, natitake na niya into consideration kung ano yung sinasabi or ano yung mga advice ng other people regarding sa mga magiging friends niya or how they interact in school. And they become independent from their family. So here, they will also be able to read at grade level. And at this stage, during this school age na around 8 years old, unti-unti nagkakaroon na sila ng understanding of some concrete concepts like time and money. Pero kapag masyado pang deep yung idea or if it's too abstract, medyo nahihirapan pa sila doon. Now we have the 12 to 18 years or the puberty stage. Dito na nangyayari yung sexual maturation natin. So there is accelerated growth, height around 2 to 3 increase per year, weight also at least 4.5 to 6.5 pounds, and still may secondary teeth are still erupted. So gaya na sabi ko kanina, any changes related to puberty for females complete na by age 15. But for most males, mas later lang, around 17 to 18 years old, since they are still gaining muscle mass and height. When it comes to social development, nagkakaroon na sila ng emotional development here. Then their friends become more important. So this is the stage that they would spend more time with their friends, and they are aware of more social behaviors and their friendships. And since mas naging importante yung friends than family, then they may be influenced to try risky behaviors. So dito na nag-start yung peer pressure. Since there is social identity as well during this stage that they would sometimes think about kung ano ang they would think about themselves na kung ano isipin nila, ano ba ako, ano ba ang purpose ko here, or usually what they would want to be in the future, or sometimes due to different experiences, dito nakakaroon or during this age nakakaroon ng psychological disorders. So this is the start of the development of psychological disorders such as anxiety, depression, or sometimes gender identification. For language, they have a cognitively better understanding of complex problems. Hindi kagaya during the school age na usually less abstract pa lang. So dito, mas naiintindihan na nila ang isang complex idea. And they have the ability to solve abstract and hypothetical problems. Then they will start to develop moral ideas and to identify role models. Okay, so that is all for our module 3. Any questions? Okay, no questions. So kung walang questions, then we will move on to module 4. Okay. Can everybody see the screen? Okay. Okay, so here we were able to talk about the development of the eye, the general development. So now we will be talking about the visual development. So here we will be talking about the different development of the ocular structures as well kung kailan nagkakaroon yung ng visual development. So most of the growth of the eye, it takes place during the first year of life, no? So hindi naman pagkapanganak natin, we already have 20/20 vision. So usually dito ano pa tayo unti-unti pa nagde-develop as we grow yung eyes natin. Okay? So, ang eggshell length natin, there are 3 phases to its development. Di ba, pagkapanganak natin, hindi naman agad mature na yung eyeball, which is around 20, yung normal eggshell length natin is around 23 to 24 millimeters. Pagkapanganak natin, our eggshell length or our eyeball size is also small then. So, when it comes to the development of the eggshell length, there are 3 phases. Wherein yung first phase, it happens around the birth up to 2 years of life. So this is the period of rapid growth. So yung eggshell length natin, it increases by 1.8 millimeters in the first 6 months. And additional 1 millimeter during the next 6 months as well. So more or less in the first year of life, may increase na 2.8 or almost around off natin to 3 millimeters in the first year of life. So if in case lang, in the first 18 months or almost 2 years, ang estimate na growth ng eyeball is around 3.7 to 3.8 millimeters. So in case lang, sabi na natin ang average length ng mata natin at birth is nasa around 14 to 15 millimeters. In the first 2 years, umaabot na siya ng around 17 to 18 millimeters. And then there's also the second phase and the third phase of the development of eggshell length. Yung second phase is around 2 to 5 years old. Yung third phase naman around 5 to 13 years old. So here, hindi na ganun kabilis yung growth ng eggshell length natin. So dito, 1 millimeter na lang per phase ang nai-increase. No? So mas bumagal siya. Next, we have the corneal diameter. So here, nag-i-increase yung diameter natin during the first year of life as well. So dito, ang average horizontal diameter in newborns is around 9.5 to 10.5 millimeters. Pero dito, nag-i-increase na siya habang nagde-develop to 12 millimeters kapag adults na tayo. Next, for the corneal power. So how do we measure the corneal power? Ano ang ginagamit nating instrument sa clinic to measure the corneal power? Meron ba nakakaalam sa inyo? Wala. What machine do we use to measure the corneal power?
The keratometer po.
Yes, so we make use of the keratometer to measure the corneal power. So based on findings, ang newborns have a high corneal power, around 52 diopters. So usually, mataas siya at birth, pero kapag the first year of life, unti-unti bumababa, nagfa-flatten yung cornea natin. Usually in the first 6 months from 52, bababa siya to 46. Then in around 12 months or during the first year, reaching adult values na siya around 42 to 44. Next, we have corneal thickness. So here we will be measuring the kapal ng cornea. So here with mini-measure natin to using a corneal topographer, which I'm not sure if meron tayo sa school, pero parang meron ba? I'm not sure if we have, pero if we have, ito yung mini-measure natin to map out the integrity and the thickness of the cornea. So here, if ang corneal power din natin is mataas during the almost first few months, dito naman yung corneal thickness din natin numinipes or bumababa siya during the first 6 to 12 months of life. Tapos, aakyat na naman siya. So for example, ang CCT natin during the first year of life, nasa 553. At 12 years, dun siya mag-i-increase or mag-stabilize at 573 microns. So, usually approximate naman in millimeters ng central corneal thickness natin. In newborns, medyo mataas siya, 0.96. Then, at 6 months, numipis siya, bumaba siya, 2.52 millimeters. Now we have the lens. The lens also decreases in power. So at birth, mataas din siya. It's at 35 diopters. Then at 2 years of life, bababa or usually due to the decreased thickness to the anterior and posterior pole, nagiging 23 diopters siya. At 11 years old, usually nag-stabilize siya at 19 diopters with little to no change. For our orbit, so dito yung size or the shape of our orbit, it becomes less circular, nagiging siyang horizontal oval in shape to cater to the growing eye. Next, we have our palpebral fissure. So palpebral fissure is the measurement from one lid to another kung kapag opened yung eyes. At birth, it is 18 millimeter horizontally, 8 millimeter vertically naman. But usually the growth is more on horizontal than the vertical. So the eyelid opening becomes less round, naging siyang elliptical adult in shape, or usually when we talk about elliptical adult, more or less parang almond size. And during the first 2 years, as mentioned kanina, horizontal growth mostly yun nangyayari. Next, we have the iris. So yung yung first 6 months, doon nagkakaroon yung changes sa iris color. So the pigment accumulates in the iris stroma and the melanocytes. Next, we have the pupil. So the infant pupil is relatively small. We do not have an average or we do not have an exact size of what is the normal infant pupil. But based on some literature, as long as it's not less than 1.8 millimeter or hindi naman siya greater than 5.4 millimeter in size, then more or less it's on the normal side. Pero kung mababa siya than 1.8 and mas mataas than 5.4, then we can consider that as an abnormal pupil size. Then at 31 weeks, doon tayo nagkakaroon ng pupillary light reflex. So what are the differences of an newborn and an adult eye? So gaya nung sabi ko kanina, yung axial length mas mababa since it's a shorter eyeball. Different literatures have different sizes. May isang book na nagsabi it's around 14.5 to 15.5. Meron naman ng iba nagsabi it's up to 16.5 naman. So more or less, it's safe to assume that on average, it is ranging from 14.5 to 16.5 millimeters, while an adult size is around 23 to 24 millimeters. The K power or the K value from 42 na newborn na mataas, adult levels is at 42 to 44. The diameter of the cornea, 9.5 to 10.5 in newborns. Normal adult size is around 12 millimeter. The pars plana length from 0.5 to 1.05. Adult values are 3.5 to 4 millimeter. The optic nerve as well, medyo maliit pa siya or it's shorter than newborns, around 24 millimeters. But in an adult, it's 30 millimeters. For the orbit or yung size or kayang volume ng ating orbit, kapag newborn, it's only 7 cc. For an adult, it's 30 cc. Next, we have visual functions. So gaya nung sabi ko kanina, visual development is not yet complete at birth. Gaya nung changes sa anatomy natin, there are also changes in the cortical system. So why is it important for us to know kung bakit ba kailangan ma-memorize natin or alam natin itong mga different timelines? Bakit kailangan alam ko kung kailan nag-start mag-develop ang accommodation, ang visual acuity, or even yung size ng eyeball? Bakit kailangan kong malaman yan? It is important for us as optometrists to know and to take note of this visual functions kasi during your examination or during your case history or your observation, any delay na makita ninyo in the appearance of a particular function may indicate na may delay sa maturation ng bata. If napansin nyo, at this age, kailangan ganito na yung findings mo, or at this stage, kailangan ganito na yung recording natin, magwa-wonder ka, bakit sa edad niya hindi nagmamatch? Then you would know that there might be a problem in the development of the child. So for the visual function na visual acuity, di ba sanay lang tayo when it comes to adults that we would just ask them to read letters, check the Snellen, ETDRS or HOTD chart, or other charts na available. But when it comes to children or with infants, paano natin malalaman kung normal ba yung nakukuha nating data? So the development of visual acuity has been investigated using two techniques. We have the electrophysiological method, or the visually evoked potential, and we have the behavioral method, which is the preferential looking tests. So ano ba, or ano ba ang ginagawa ng dalawang test na to measure the visual acuity? So first, we have the visual evoked potential. So gaya na nakikita ninyo sa picture, there is an infant here. If you notice, merong mga electrodes na naka-attach sa scalp niya, then nakatingin lang siya dito sa monitor. So therefore, the visually evoked potential, tinatest nito yung pathway natin or yung integrity ng pathway from the retina up to the cortex para ma-measure niya yung brain activity. So dito, ang ano naman nito, there will be signals or there will be targets na makikita dito and mina-measure or tinitingnan kung yung infant was able to detect the targets here. So by the brain activity, doon nila ina-evaluate kung nagkaroon siya ng impulse or may nakita yung bata. Then they would know that the vision of the child is slowly developing. The behavioral method naman or the preferential looking tests, dito they would the principle of this test is they would rather look at a graded target here than a blank target. So dito, hindi sila gumagamit ng any machines, but they would rather rely on the ability of the examiner and the child's attention. So dito yan. So this test naman, this is something that we will be discussing in the next 2 modules ata, or baka sa midterms natin siya. Bali, this is a test that we will be using or we will be teaching you, especially for pediatric patients. So using these two tests, the VEP and the preferential looking, they were able to get an approximate visual acuity of a child. So dito, different literatures kasi, they would use different measurements. So tayo kasi dito sa Philippines, ang gamit natin, it's always the Snellen equivalent, di ba? We always write 2020, 2200, 2400. But usually for yung mga literature or books na gamit ko, it's based in the UK kasi. Kaya yung Snellen equivalent nila is on the metric. So here, based sa preferential looking, at birth, hindi pa agad 2020. It is around 6300. Nagkakaroon pa lang tayo ng 20/20 vision or the 6/6 vision in metric starting at 36 months up to the 5 years. Doon pa lang gumaganda yung vision natin. Okay? So here from 6,300, unti-unti nag-i-improve siya in the following months. Then up to the emmetropization period here. Also with the VEP, since ang VEP kasi is ginagamit lang talaga siya sa infants, we only have measurements during the first few months lang. So at birth then, poor pa yung approximate VA ng bata. Then usually nagna-normalize pa lang siya up to 6 months and up. Okay, so this is a VA conversion table which hindi ko naman papamemorize sa inyo to, but this is something that I want you to have a copy of in case lang you would encounter different charts in the future. Kasi may mga charts na recorded into metric. There are charts that are recording sila is nasa decimal or sa logmar or tayo Snellen tayo, just for you to have an idea. So dito, ang 2020 vision natin, it's here when it comes to the Snellen. Kapag metric, it's 6.6. Kapag decimal naman, it's 1.0. Pero pag logmar, it's 0.00. That is why, if in case lang, double check nyo lagi yung mga measurements ninyo. Kasi a 1.0 ng decimal, it's already perfect vision na 2020. But a 1.0 na logmar, it means that this is a poor vision. Kaya magkaiba yan. That is why, if in case in the future, you will be using decimal or logmar in the recording, take note if it's logmar or if it's decimal. no? O kung wari magre-record kayo, logmar 0.00, that means it's 2020 na. Pero baka pag hindi nyo linagay, o logmar, wala kayong linagay na logmar, linagay nyo lang 0.1, aakalain nung optometrist na titingin sa chart mo, poor yung vision ng bata kasi inassume niya that that is decimal naman. Okay, so if in case you will use decimal or logmar, make sure to be precise or usually indicate if it is a recording in decimal or if it's a recording in logmar. Okay? Tayo kasi sa Philippines, lagi naman tayong Snellen since based din kasi tayo usually with the US na Snellen din ang gamit nila. Usually for UK ang gamit, it's the metric. If I'm not mistaken, Korea and Japan, decimal ang gamit nila when it comes to the recording. Okay, next we have contrast sensitivity. So here, they would also make use of the PL and the VEP test to measure the contrasts. So dito, they found out that the CS natin is immature at birth, then usually nagde-develop pa siya habang tumatanda. So usually it reaches adult values by 7 months. Orientation detection naman, the ability to change or detect changes in our environment. So dito, we prefer, based on their studies, we prefer horizontal than our vertical gratings. Since tayo naman kasi, di ba, at birth, meron na tayong saccades from the horizontal movement. Every day in our activity, lagi tayong tumitingin from left to right or right to left. Madalang naman yung everyday tayo agad-agad tinitingnan natin up and down motion. So that is why dito, all adults, not just newborns, also have a preference for the horizontal than the vertical gratings. Then oblique orientation starts at 6 weeks of age. Then we have motion detection. So dito, infants less than 2 months, meron silang poor sensitivity motion. And based on VEP tests, low stimuli pa tayo are 10 weeks. Pero usually yung responses natin to stimuli nag-i-improve at 13 weeks. Next, we have the oculomotor function. So here, if there is normal movement of the eye, then it would mean that there is normal visual development. Pero if may manotice kayong abnormal developments or abnormal movements, then usually it is the first sign of visually impaired infants. So dito, the saccades na horizontal movement is already present at birth. That is why kanina sabi ko, we prefer horizontal gratings over vertical gratings. Dahil yung vertical up and vertical down, medyo hindi siya present at birth at it manifests at a later time. Next, we have the smooth pursuit, the ability to track a moving object, around 6 to 8 weeks. Next, we have the optokinetic nystagmus. So here, it is the ability to track a moving target as well without moving your head at birth. And the vestibulo-ocular reflex, looking at the target with habang ginagalaw din ang ulo at birth that's present. Next, we have accommodation. So here, newborns may focus na pero wala pa silang accommodation. Immature pa yung accommodation nila at 2 months and mature na at 7 months. Next, we have convergence. Kailan ba nagkakaroon tayo ng convergence? First, you have to take note of that there are always 2 types of convergence. We have the accommodative convergence, which is driven by blur, and we have the fusional convergence, which is driven by diplopia. Yung accommodative convergence, present na at 1 month, pero mas improved at 2 months. Yung fusional, intermittent at 2 months pa, then it improves accuracy with age. So if this has been discussed with your previous subjects, accommodative convergence, this is more or less our NPA, di ba? We move the target or the reading target closer to us. Kapag nag-blurry, doon tayo nag-stop. While our fusional convergence driven by the diplopia is our NPC. So dito, we move the target closer to us hanggang magkaroon ng doubling. Next, we have the binocular function naman. So here, there are three levels to the binocular function. There is bifoveal fixation. So if you remember from your binocular vision class, there are always three steps para magkaroon tayo ng single binocular vision. So first, bifoveal fixation. When we say bifoveal fixation, ito yung kuwari, yung isang target, nakita siya both ng right eye and nakita din siya ng left eye natin. Bifoveal fixation happens kapag meron na tayong orthophoria, which is around 3 to 6 months of life. Fusion naman, it is kung yung image na nakita ng right eye at saka yung image na nakita ng left eye nag-fuse together. So, hindi pa siya present at 3 to 5 months at 6 months pa nagkakaroon ng fusion. Then stereopsis, once nagkaroon na tayo ng bifoveal fixation and fusion, doon tayo magkakaroon ng stereopsis which is around 2 to 6 months. So, this is the estimate na stereopsis natin. So, at 6 months, gross stereopsis pa tayo, 600 seconds of an arc. At 12 months, nag-improve na siya. Then, usually estimate natin yung fine stereopsis na 20 seconds of an arc, it's at 5 years old. Next, we have color vision. So, dito naman, between 1 to 3 months siya nag-emerge. Dichromat at 2 months. Then, trichromat tayo at 3 months. Next, we have the refractive error. So, here, if you remember kanina, di ba, we have a shortened eyeball length or mababa or maliit pa yung maikse yung axial length natin. So, di ba, ang hyperopia, it's always shorter eyeball than normal, and the myopia is a greater eyeball than normal. So, here, since we have a shortened axial length, then meron talaga tayong usually newborn having mean error of 2 diopters. Okay? So, dito, but the premature naman, if you were born prematurely, usually, ang nanonotice nila, it's less hyperopic kasi going towards myopia ang mga premature na babies. So, here, the hyperopia, usually it increases from birth up to 6 months. Okay? Pero dito, after 6 months, nagkakaroon ng decrease, bumababa yung hyperopia. It's what we call the myopic shift. From hyperopia, unti-unti bumababa siya going towards myopia. Meaning, bumababa siya. It means nagkakaroon na tayo ng emetropization at about 6 years of age. So that myopic shift, that is the start of our emetropization. Kapag nag-start na tayo from hyperopia, unti-unti bumababa, going towards zero, going towards minus, that is the myopic shift. And that is the sign that there is emetropization has started na. So, based on some literature, ametropia has been achieved by at least 16 years old. Next, we have astigmatism. So, here naman, the newborn or usually the infants have against their rule. Then, it is common in infants than in adults. So, if you remember kanina, di ba, mataas ang corneal power ng newborn, nasa 52 diopter, then unti-unti pa lang siyang mag-stabilize as we age. So, yung mataas na corneal power na yon, it brings about the astigmatism. That is why it is common in infants than in adults. That is why also significant amounts siya kapag under 3.5 years of age. Pero here, if it has been noted that at 3.5 years naman, unti-unti, nag-shift naman from against to with the rule. Any idea why do you think there is a sudden shift from against to with the rule? May idea ba kayo? Why do you think lang? From against, nagkaroon ng with the rule. Wala? Walang may idea? Okay, so usually, ang nangyayari dito kasi, di ba, even at birth, even our muscles, hindi pa ganun sila ka-rigid. That is why yung lids natin, hindi pa rin sila ganun ka-strong enough whenever we blink, na nare-reshape niya yung cornea natin. So here, usually at 3.5 years, doon nagkakaroon na ng muscle rigidity yung eyelids. That is why yung shape ng cornea nag-iiba from against magiging siyang with the rule. Okay, so next. Okay, so last Wednesday, you were able. I asked you to research on some developmental milestones. Uh, so this is a table that I got from in literature that are na-indicate niya kung ano mga developmental milestones ang relevant when it comes to pediatric examination. Pero take note, this is in-indicate kasi na this is for a pediatric ophthalmology examination. Pero I think this is also relevant to us. Yun lang talaga, since when it comes to optometry, wala talaga tayong masyadong maraming literature when it comes to pediatric examination. So based sa binigay nila, I'm not sure lang if nakikita nyo or maliit. These are some of the milestones that I think you should be able to observe, especially during observation or case history taking, para malaman if there is any delay or if there is normal development of the child naman. So for 0 to 4 weeks naman, a child should be able to follow from side to midline and can regard the human faces. Then at 2 months, kailangan the child should be able to smile responsively. And at 3 months, dito, the child should be able to look at the objects placed in hand and looks promptly at the objects in midline and follows visually in 180 degrees. So dito, if in case the child would be able to look at the objects placed in hand, meaning nagkakaroon na siya ng visual function, nag-start na yung visual acuity niya, nagkakaroon na siya ng saccadic movements. And when the child is able to reach and grasp objects and look at the objects in hand, in meaning mas nagmamature yung visual functions niya. Also, if in case naging excited siya when toys are presented, meaning na kakaroon na siya ng improvement in the visual acuity kasi na-identify na niya kung ano yung toy na binibigay mo sa kanya. Also, improvement of the visual function if the child can distinguish the stranger from family kasi na-discriminate na niya yung faces ng mga tao. A child can also push the adult away to recheck at 6 months. Next, we have here finger feeding and response to name and call, which are part of cognitive functions. Dito naman, if the child will be able to explore the pellet with index finger, meaning meron na siyang eye-hand coordination, nakikita na niya or na-identify na niya yung objects sa hands. If in case the child can imitate nursery tricks or bangs to cube together, meaning nagkakaroon na siya ng visual memory kasi nai-imitate na niya yung nakikita niya. And stereopsis is starting to develop as the child can bang 2 cubes together. So if you remember from our stereopsis test, yung lang 2 pencil, diba, you would need to put one end of the finger to another end of the finger here to know if there is stereopsis. Then the child would also be able to hands toy over requests. And dito, the child should be able to thread the shoelace through the hole. And there is visual discrimination if the child can pick longer of the 2 lines. And there is color vision kapag the child would be able to point to colors on requests. Okay. So that is all for our module 4. Any questions? Any concerns? Okay naman. Okay. So that is all for our prelim topics. So this week is your prelims week, no? Pero tayo kasi yung prelim exam pa lang natin, it's on Monday next week, ha? So it will be September 15 on a Monday. So usually kasi every Monday lang kasi tayo may classroom available. That is why Monday lang tayo nag-exam. So as per registrar, ang available room lang na magagamit natin for our exam is DCT 409. Pero ilalagay ko na lang siya sa announcement for you to be able to remember. So, ulitin ko lang, your exam next week, Monday, September 15. Face-to-face po ang exam, but it will be posted or it will be via Instructure. So, face-to-face tayo, but you need to have your phones, your medical devices, your laptops, your iPads to take the exam. Okay? So, yun. So, the exam will be conducted via Instructure. Tapos, ano pa ba? I will be posting the module 3 and 4 din today for you to have a for you to have a copy. So far yun lang muna tayo. This Wednesday, since that is your prelim week, hindi na muna ako magbibigay ng any coursework for you to focus on the exams on other subjects na lang. Okay? So, pahinga muna kayo this Wednesday sa akin. But your exam, ulitin ko, it's on Monday next week, September 15. Okay? So, if you don't have